All right, is this mic recording? All right, it's good. All right, so I'm going to be going over my trade that I took this morning after like 10 a.m. So, let me see if I can go here real quick. So this was the trade I took. So yeah, this is the trade I took. I took shorts today on a Thursday, and these are the things I was looking for. So after price swept previous daily high, well, before we swept it, we were creating these S&Ts with ES on the hourly. So like after 9:30 a.m. News, after the 9:30 New York opening, we were creating SMTs. We were creating SMTs with ES, and towards 10 a.m. we had news as well. So we had 8:30 news, we had 10 a.m. news. 10 a.m. news helped price deliver towards previous day high to sweep it. And I was looking for shorts today because I'm kind of bearish with NASDAQ for the Tuesday low that we have not swept. And if I can go back here, okay. So I was looking for shorts off the sweep of previous daily high. And as you can see here, we had S&Ts with ES, where NASDAQ took this high, but ES failed to take this high. This is a cracked in correlation between these two assets. And this was my entry. I shorted basically at the exact pinpoint of previous day high because I expected price to wick into it just a little and then start retracing down with speed. But this was not the case for this scenario. We ended up coming up a little bit more. So yeah, you can say I got wicked out in this trade, but it was a loss. A loss is a loss, and I got wicked out 20 points on this trade. But you can see the S&T. In this trade that I entered, we were still in the 950 to 1010 macro. So that could be a reason why I got wicked out, because we were still within this macro, this time window. So I guess you can say I got in at the wrong time. But you can see how as soon as 1010 ends, we start delivering to the downside back to printing the wick for this 10 a.m. candle. So before this big displacement candle, 10 a.m. had no wick. You can see right here how we opened with news and immediately just shot to the upside. So at the time when we were up here, for the 4-hour candle had no wick. So what did price do? Price retraced back down to print the wick after the 950 to 1010 macro and the S&Ts with ES. So I was looking for some kind of shorts off the sweep, but I didn't expect me to get wicked out. But I cut my risk in half. So instead of risking 1%, I risked 0.5%, because I was willing to risk to find out, but I wasn't willing to risk 1% on, especially on turtle soup entry, because I don't really enter on turtle soup entries. They're more low probability and lower win rate, for my opinion, and how my performance is. So I don't like entering off turtle soups. But what I could have done in this scenario is probably wait for an inverse, a 1 minute inverse. So this was a 1 minute fair value gap right here. So what I could have probably done is wait for a closure below this fair value gap to look for shorts, or a 1 minute change state delivery. So I could have entered off the closures and not initially from just the sweep. But I was willing to risk to find out because I thought we were just gonna wick in and immediately just retrace down with speed, which is what we did. But after the 950 to 1010 macro, but you can see I was down $211 on these three accounts. These three are funded accounts with my funded features, but the key here is to keep the losses small. But yeah, you can see the executions. 100 shorts, then got wicked out and price moved without me. But yeah, this was very good. The external, internal, hourly SMTs with ES, 10 a.m. Devil's Mark, and the 1 minute turtle sweep entry off previous day SOYU. The only thing I could have done better is replace this entry with at least like a 1 minute inversion entry off previous day high sweep, and then that could have been a really good trade, just capturing this bulk of the move. But I kind of wanted to take a loss today, if I'm being honest. Before I took the trade, I kind of wanted to take a loss because I was in the winning streak, and as you win as a trader, as you keep winning, it's good, right? But deep down inside, your emotions start to heighten and you feel more pressured to take winning trades. And I don't know, it just becomes more stressful, in my opinion, the more you win. Because for me, the more I win, the more the emotions heightened. So I kind of wanted to take a loss today to reset the emotions, to know that, okay, yeah, I took a loss. Now we're back to how we were before, right? We're back to taking consistent base hits. We're back to just trading, right? We're not back to like trying to win every single day, right? Because for a trader, it's impossible to have 100% win rate for the longevity. Like, it's impossible. Like, you're always going to have losses. You're always going to have like these things happening. But key here is just to keep the losses small, right? Let me see if I can pull out my... Okay. So, yeah, these are the accounts here that I'm trading. I got these accounts like September 29th, I think, or 28th, but yeah, these are the funded accounts here that I took a loss on. You can only trade or copy trade 3 accounts. So you can't really like copy trade 5 or 10 like Apex or TPT or those other firms, but these are 3 that you can only copy trade. So, but yeah. And let me see if I can show my but yeah, this is the area where I entered. We can see exactly how we took that liquidity of the previous day high sweep, the 950 1010 macro SMT, and you just continued going down. But judging on how price looks right now, if we clear the charts, this is the 15-minute, the hourly. Notice how we wicked inside with 10 a.m. news, taking this liquidity and this hourly FEG within this breaker. I'm kind of bearish for these lows here to get taken because there's a lot of liquidity down here. But yeah, overall, I was pretty bearish today. But it happens. You take a loss, you manage your risk, and you move on to the next trade. But yeah. So when you take a loss, you always got to tell yourself, was it a good loss or was it a bad loss, right? So if it's a good loss, you manage your risk, you took your setup, and you execute it. You take a loss, okay, that's a good loss. Now, what is a bad loss? Bad loss is you don't follow your rules, you over leverage, and you take setups that aren't in your system. That's a bad loss, right? So viewing these type of trades like this really helps with the psychology. Also, if you're down on a day, don't say you're red on the day. Because if you follow your rules and your game plan and you manage your risk, that's a green day. But if you did the complete opposite, then yeah, that's a red day. But today was a green day, and it was a green trade. I mean, this is not bad at all. I like the way I thought. I like the thought process, the scenarios, the confluences. I liked it. We just could have worked a little better on the entry, but kind of did want to take a loss today. I mean, this is true right here. Like, I felt like my emotions were starting to get to me as I was in this winning streak. So it's kind of good to take a loss, sit back, and remind yourself that you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect in this industry. Everyone takes losses. Even on social media too. Social media is really good at hiding stuff. Like on social media, it looks like everyone is winning. But in reality, people are taking losses too. The people that post their wins every single day on social media, they're taking losses behind those screens. They're not showing it. But all you're seeing on social media is just the highlights of people winning, payouts, certificates, passing challenges, just making money overall. But in reality, you don't see the failed challenges. You don't see people losing money. None of that. Which is why it's so easy to get manipulated with social media these days. But nobody's a perfect trader. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect at all. I'm just someone who knows how to manage risk. That's it. That's it. That's the name of the game. Playing the probabilities. And knowing that on the longevity of trades you take and you manage risk and you take your base hits, you're going to win because your system is profitable through data and back-tested performance, right? You need to know yourself inside out, like perfectly. And you need to have confidence in yourself that you are the edge. It's not the indicators. It's not the mysterious concepts. No, it's you. You are the edge as a trader. You are the one who pushes the buttons at the end of the day. And what you have to learn is just to be consistent, be disciplined, and just look for consistency. Don't look for home runs every day because those come naturally as you are taking base hits. But yeah, it's kind of good to take a loss after I've been on a winning streak. So just gotta get back to the game. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow we have NFP 8:30 a.m. So what I would like to see for Friday is data highs being made and just targeting those. So yeah, that's all for today. It's 11:13 a.m. That's a way to wrap up the morning and move on.